Hello and welcome to WMT Reviews. I am Wiseman Tanofsky, and today we'll be taking a look at something a little bit different. This is the 2014 Atomic Breath Godzilla. Now we'll get the fluff out of the way nice and quickly. Godzilla is known as the king of monsters, created by an atomic blast in 1954, and belonged to the Toho company, and has starred in 30, count them, 30 individual films, all attributed to his name, along with countless appearances in popular culture, and not to mention a god-awful American remake, and was recently restored in all of his scaly glory by Legendary Pictures, and this is that very same Godzilla. Now, before we take a look at the main gimmick, let's take a quick look at the figure itself. You see here it's modelled largely in this very dark green. There's some fantastic surface detail all over his body, all down his legs, and the tail, let's bring him over here, is just magnificent. Look at all the detail on that tail. It's the spines here, and they're not even in like that rubbery sort of plastic that makes you think you're going to stab yourself in the eye with it. It's proper full hard plastic all the way down, and it's lovely. Take a quick look at the head sculpt. There's some magnificent detail on the head here. Bit messy paintwork on the teeth, but at least he's got some teeth, unlike some of the other figures. It's a little yellow dot of an eye there. And there's still some fantastic surface detail all the way over. Have a look at the front here. There's this speaker holes here for the main gimmick, and unfortunately he is plagued ever so slightly by screw holes here, here, there's one over here, and all down this side from where the figure was assembled. You could probably stick some putty in there or something to fill that in. Now, posability-wise, you will not be getting a tremendous amount of movement out of this figure due to its gimmick. Now, the mouth does open, but it looks absurd and it doesn't sit. Again, due to the gimmick. The arms will go forwards and backwards, and there is movement in the legs, but too much movement and you will trigger the gimmick, which we will take a look at now. Now, as you might have guessed from the name Atomic Breath Godzilla, the gimmick on this figure has something to do with Godzilla's famous atomic breath, whereby if you hold his legs in place and lean him forwards, there you have Godzilla firing his famous atomic breath. I like this gimmick, I do like it, but it just, I have to admit, it could have been executed a little bit better. The atomic fire is just this sort of translucenty plastic, which... Don't interrupt me when I'm talking, please, Godzilla. As you can see, all you have to do to re-trigger it is push it in and it pops back out again. I don't know how well it's translating to camera, but the light effects in that beam are actually pretty damn impressive. And as you saw a minute ago, he does stand with his blast being emitted. The tail obviously just sort of hangs there, but yeah, it's not bad at all. It's pretty damn good, to be honest. Now, to reset the gimmick, all you have to do is return the beam inside and straighten him back up again. Now, the reason I got this figure as opposed to some of the other figures, well, actually, I'll go through them. The Tail Strike Godzilla is awful. You rub his belly and he wags his tail. That's not a tail strike, that's petting Godzilla. The Smash and Strike Godzilla, something like that, where he's got a massive ball joint in his chest and he flails his arms around. The rubbery plastic that they use for the arms on that figure jam up the gimmick, so it doesn't really work. And to be honest, the detailing on those figures is dreadful. This is the best sort of general release look to the new Godzilla figure that you're going to get until SH Monster Arts come along with their version of it. And until then, you have got the ultra-posable 12-inch from nose to tail Godzilla. And of course, Jakks Pacific have come along with their very impressive 24-inch tall Godzilla, which is on the same sort of scale as Metroplex. But again, those figures aren't really all that detailed, and even I have to admit, the SH Monster Arts Godzilla is looking a bit small. I think he's about 15 centimeters tall. That's teeny tiny. But it is in scale with the rest of their line, so you can't really say all that much against it. In terms of this figure, I'll knock off points for the lack of posability therein, but it has got a pretty damn cool gimmick, so I will give it a 7.5 on the Orsometer. That is a 7.5 on the Orsometer for the Atomic Breath Godzilla. I've been Wiseman Tanofsky, this has been WMT Reviews, thank you very much for watching.